Hey, good afternoon, music fans. Welcome to Sonic Heaven. I'm your host, Mike, and I'm going to be reviewing an album today. This is basically the debut of my show. I've done some test runs, and they're not quite successful, but hopefully today will be much more successful. We'll see. Anyway, basically, I'm going to be reviewing records that I, love and I grew up with and I still listen to today, mostly in the hard rock, heavy metal genre, although I will probably tackle some alternative and new wave and progressive music here and there. But mostly it's centered around hard rock and heavy metal. And also, I know a lot of people on YouTube are doing these kind of videos these days. I kind of want to do a slightly different slant on it. What I'll be doing is I'll be reviewing albums track by track, and I'll play some of the guitar licks from those albums, some of my favorite ones, if I can play them. I'm a guitar player. I've been playing for like 40 plus years, and I love it. I love music. I love listening to music and playing music, and I thought this would be a cool way to review albums. All right, today we're going to be reviewing an album from a band that I have loved for many, many years. I would say they're my favorite band of all time. In fact, they are my favorite band of all time. I'll just go on record and say that now. The band is Blue Oyster Cult. And the album I'm going to be reviewing is their debut album, Blue Oyster Cult. Great album. I've been listening to these guys for a long, long time now. I first heard of them when I was in elementary school. It was probably in music class when I was about 10 or 11 years old. The teacher was playing music from some bands that were kind of popular at the time, rock bands, and one of them was Blue Oyster Cult. I listened to the song and I was just like, yeah, that song sounds really cool. And I asked the teacher, who is that band? She said, Blue Oyster Cult. I mean, that's like etched in my mind, okay? But, I was only 11 years old and I wasn't buying many records in those days, so I didn't buy the album at that time. Next time I heard of Blue Oyster Cult was probably when Don't Fear the Reaper came out. I heard it on the radio. I must have been about 13 years old. I was living in Buffalo, New York at the time, and I heard it on the local rock station, and I said, wow, what a great song that is. And he said it was, Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult. Still didn't go on by the album. I wasn't quite the mega fan that I am now. Finally, though, I did get to see them live in March of 1978 at the Buffalo Memorial Auditorium. And what a memorable show that was. It changed my life, got to tell you. And great show. Bebop Deluxe opened up. They were great too. But yeah, that was an amazing concert, and it was during their Spectres tour, and they just blew me away. And I've been a huge fan ever since. Okay, let's start off with the review of their debut album, released in January of 1972. And the first track is Transmaniacon MC. And right from the gate, they just come thundering with a great song about a biker incident that happened at the Altamont Festival in Northern California in December of 1969. And Transmaniacon MC is actually one of the biker gangs that was at that festival. Now, I don't know if this is a true story or not, but it's based on a true event at Altamont. And everybody knows, that knows like rock history, knows about that concert that was headlined by the Rolling Stones. And when the Rolling Stones took the stage, it was pretty much pandemonium. The security was being provided by the Hells Angels. And of course, they started causing a lot of trouble, getting into a lot of fights with the crowd, and and they ended up, stabbing some black guy who was like 18 years old, stabbing him to death. Pretty tragic. Anyway, so great song. Cool riff. Starts off with this great guitar riff from Buck Dharma. Here, I'll play it for you. Yeah, really, really cool. It was. I mean, there weren't many American bands that were playing that kind of music in those days. I mean, there was only what Alice Cooper and Grand Funk. Maybe Blue Cheer. So yeah, Blue Oyster Cult were definitely an innovative band, no question about it. Okay, next track we have is "I'm on the Lamb, but I Ain't No Sheep." Really cool riff in that song too. Play a little bit for you. Here we go. Yeah, really, really cool. Yeah, so that song is about the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Got some great lyrics written by Sandy Perlman, I believe. I think Eric Bloom and Albert Bouchard might have wrote this song. Yeah, really, really cool song. It's got a lot of great guitar solos in it from Buck Dharma, and yeah, it's like one of the classic tracks from this album. Although the funny thing about this song is that it was actually remade for their next album, Tyranny and Mutation. It actually became Red in the Black, a bit more up tempo and heavier version of this song. And this song was actually recorded by the Stock Forest group as well, the band that was before they became Blue Oyster Cult. They were called Stock Forest. And there's actually a recording of that one, I believe, on that Stock Forest album that came out on Rhino Records. But yeah, great song. Really, really cool. Great sneering vocals from Eric. I just love it. Love it. All right, next we got another classic BOC song. Then Came the Last Days of May. Killer song. It's kind of slow-paced song, but it's great. It's Buck Dharma's first contribution to BOC as far as songwriting goes. And he has a sole songwriting credit on this. Great story about the lyrics. It's actually a true story about these three guys that go out to Arizona and try to do a drug deal. Try to sell some pot. And I guess the guys who they met up with were these criminals, desperado guys that ended up killing these guys or shooting them. One of them actually lived, I heard. And he managed to get help and survived and ended up going to court and testifying against these guys. But yeah, it's a great story. The fact that it's a true story and it's kind of tragic and haunting, but great lyrics, great guitar solo, and love the chords in that song. It's pretty cool. Let's try to play some of it for you. Yeah, very cool chord movements in that song. Really, really love it. And it's great to see them play this song live, too. Nowadays, when they do this song, their current keyboard player, guitar player, Richie Castellano, they do like an extended guitar solo where they kind of have a guitar duel. Richie goes first, and then Buck does his thing, and it's amazing. I mean, every time I've seen that, it's just just stellar, just amazing. Yeah, great song, classic song. All right, next we got Stairway to the Stars. Another cool tune, kind of a proto-metal song. It's got a cool riff. Yeah, very cool tune, very cool riff. Lyrics written by Richard Meltzer. He would write quite a few lyrics for the band in the coming years, and yeah, really, really good stuff. Love it, love it, love it. All right, then we got Before the Kiss, a Red Cap. This is pretty much a Buck Dharma song. Lyrics written by Sandy Pearlman. Another great riff. I mean, they got some killer riffs on this album. Oh my God. Here we go. So grab your rose and ringside seat. We're back home at Conrad's bar. The blonde girl with her tattoo, reds and wine, cokes of course. Oh my Susie, why did we ever start? It's morning now, you never know. The gin. Glows in the dark, Yeah, love it. Yeah, great song. Great live version of this song too. It's on Your Feet or On Your Knees. Very, very well done. Great guitar work, what else can you expect from Buck Dharma? Great guitar solo. Love that bit in the middle too, that kind of jazzy part, with the cool bass line and, the jazzy keyboard chords and guitar chords. That's really cool too. Awesome song. All right, next we got Screams. This is Joe Bouchard's first contribution to Blue Oyster Cult. He wrote this song, wrote the lyrics too. Very cool tune. It's got kind of a secret agent man kind of riff. We'll play a little bit for you. Here we go. Yeah, very, very cool. Love it. Yeah, that's Joe Bouchard there. One of his better songs. I really like that song a lot. For his first song, I mean, that's out of the gate. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's kind of a eerie kind of song. It's got some cool guitar solos. Yeah, a little heavy on the reverb on this song, but that's okay. It works. It's great. All right, next we got She's as Beautiful as a Foot. Kind of a funny title, right? And of course, lyrics written by Meltzer. Who else could come up with a title like that, right? And this song was written by Albert Bouchard, Alan Lanier, and Richard Meltzer. And cool tune. It's kind of a strange song. It's got some pretty cool vocals and lyrics. I love that little guitar line in there. I'll play a little bit for you. Here we go. Yeah, very cool. Kind of a weird song, but it's it's kind of trippy, but I like it. I really love that song. It's great. All right, next we have Cities on Flame with Rock and Roll. Now this is one of their live staples. It's a classic song. It's probably the heaviest tune on the album, I would think. A lot of people would probably say that, they stole the riff from The Wizard from Black Sabbath, but you know what? Who cares? It's still a great song. It was kind of taken from that riff from Black Sabbath, The Wizard, and it was also the other part of the riff is kind of borrowed from a 21st Century Schizoid Man by King Crimson. But it's great. I mean, I love that riff. It's cool. Black and my lips are cold. Cities on flame with rock and roll. 3,000 guitars, they seem to cry. My ears will melt and then my eyes. Let that girl rock and roll. Cities on flame now with rock and roll. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, this song was written by Albert Bouchard and Sandy Pearlman. Killer tune. Yeah, live, I mean, it's even more, epic. It's great when they do it live because they kind of extend it, some of the guitar solos, and yeah, Buck just sizzles in those live versions. And they do kind of a part where, Buck does those harmonic, or those triplet trills like this, like, with the echo. It's really cool. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, but the studio version is great too. It's got that part, where the keyboards and guitar kind of play that same thing here. And the guitar, solo comes in. It's great, great. Yeah, classic song. I mean, they actually, play this song. Every time I've seen them in concert, they play this song. So it's pretty much of a live staple. All right, next we got Workshop of the Telescopes. This is kind of a weird song, too. I think this was probably kind of, left over from their psychedelic period, maybe when they were, Soft White Underbelly and Stock Forest Group. It's a cool tune, it's got some kind of weird chords in it. I think they're like minor sevenths or something. I'll try to play a little bit for you. Here we go. Yeah. Interesting song. The lyrics, I think, are written by Patti Smith. Let me see here. No, I guess not. Sandy Pearlman. Sandy Pearlman wrote the lyrics. Okay. Yeah, this is one of the only songs that was credited to Pearlman and all of Blue Oyster Cult, as a group composition. Yeah, interesting song. The mix of the song is kind of strange. It's some of the guitar parts are a little bit loud. I don't know if that was done intentionally, but kind of a strange mix. They probably could have mixed it a little bit better, but still a great song. They never really played it live very much, although I do have a bootleg of them playing it live. It was a concert they did in Pasadena, California in 1983. Bootleg's called Nail You Down. Great bootleg, by the way. And yeah, they do that song. Good version of it. Very good. All right, final track on this is Redeemed. Now, I love this song. In fact, really, this could be my favorite song on the album. It's great. Kind of harkens back to, like the Grateful Dead, maybe like the Uncle John's era, or Anthem era of the Grateful Dead. Because, some of the members of BOC were Grateful Dead fans. And, in fact, I think they even opened up for the Grateful Dead a couple times when they were Soft by Underbelly. But yeah, this is a great song. It's, it's got some amazing guitar work in it. It's definitely different from anything else they've ever done, and they really haven't really done a song like this ever since. This is kind of like really their last stab at psychedelia, before they became a full-blown hard rock metal band. But yeah, great song. I love the lyrics. I don't know what they're about, but the lyrics are kind of strange. It was actually credited to a couple guys in BOC, Albert Bouchard, Alan Lanier, Sandy Pearlman, and this guy named H. Farkas. I think he's the one that wrote most of the music. And some of the guitar work is really cool. It's like you tell like there's some finger picking going on, and some really, really good, cool guitar parts. Love the solo by Buck Darman. It's really good. And but the favorite part of that song for me is the very ending of that song. That to me is just epic. It could be one of my favorite pieces of music of all time. It's just brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Try to play a little bit for you. It's, it's kind of like a descending part. It's really simple, but it's just very, very well done. Play a little bit for you. Here we go. Yeah, awesome. I never get sick of that part of that song. And then the whole song's great, but I just love that ending. What a great way to end an album, Just amazing. Anyway, so there you have it. That's all the tracks from Blue Oyster Cult. Great debut. It's released in January of 1972. And Yeah, I mean, just a classic album. I'd have to say the production on this album is not great. I know they've remastered it, but the sound is a bit murky at times. But the songs are just stellar. I mean, if you can just overlook the mix, I mean, the songs are just amazing. A lot of live favorites came from this album, but they still play today. Just classic. I mean, when you think about when that album came out in 1972, early 1972, that was pretty landmark when you think about it. I mean, there was no other really band that was making this kind of music, other than, the bands from Britain at the time. You had Black Sabbath, of course. You had Deep Purple. You had Led Zeppelin. In the American bands, you had Grand Funk, Blue Cheer, Alice Cooper. That's really about it, And then all of a sudden, BOC came on the scene, and they were just a whole different kettle of fish, and it was great. And they took all those influences. I mean, they listened to all those bands I just mentioned, and they kind of, stewed it in their own pot and came out with a brilliant, brilliant sound. I mean, just amazing musicianship, great vocals, it's just killer album. All right, well, this is my first video, and I'm going to be tackling some more BOC pretty soon. I'm probably going to do their second album next, Tyranny and Mutation, so you can look forward to that. And yeah, I hope everybody's doing okay out there. At the time I'm making this video is in the middle of this whole, coronavirus crap, and it's really kind of a scary time for all of us. And I hope you guys are getting through it. Just stay safe. Don't go out unless you have to. Just stay indoors and listen to music and watch TV. And yeah, just be safe out there, guys. All right. See you soon. Have a great day. Bye.